I'm going to talk to you about bringing natural language generative AI into Asbosco, and we're going to launch our new AI reporting. So I use John on IT support. Here we go. So yeah, who am I? So I've worked in marketing and technology for over the last decade. I did the job of a marketing manager. That was like my first ever role, kind of went up an agency, moved into technology about 6 years ago. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about this topic today. So what is natural language AI basically? Tim obviously covered some of this in his talk, but basically it's AI that turns the data that you give it into human speak, basically. So it's large language models. It's basically what ChatGPT is. So if you've used that you're using generative AI. And there's some good bits of it that we can use to basically just speed up all the boring parts of our job is basically what I'm going to talk about. Not all the exciting stuff that Steve does, but the boring things that actually we don't want to do, so we can live more of Steve's life. That could maybe be the motto that I should have put on. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So what I'm going to talk about is why transparency and visibility is so important, especially when it comes to data. So I apologise for any non-football fans in the room, but we're going to go on a bit of a footballing analogy journey because I just love an analogy. So in terms of football, why transparency and visibility is so important is just because we simply cannot get away with all of the things that we used to be able to get away with because everything is available. So professional footballers used to have, a few beers, a few kebabs on a Sunday after playing a really good match. Didn't really matter, wasn't going to impact their performance. Now it's definitely not about that. It's about private chefs, programs, and everything to make them better, to make them elite performers. If we look at that from a marketing perspective, we obviously had the digital boom, the 90s, early noughties. You used to be able to stick an ad up. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. Nobody really, if it didn't work, we just move on to the next thing that works again. That doesn't really happen now. It's not good enough to really know why something doesn't work. You need to be able to explain to people why it doesn't work and learn from those mistakes and move forward. We can end up in a bit of a analysis paralysis in terms of there being too much data. So that's what I'm going to talk about today in terms of getting to the impactful insights to help make decisions. So really going in on the analogy. So I'm sure you all know who this is. So it's obviously Pep. I'm not a Manchester City fan per se. I actually prefer the ebb and flow of success and disappointment in the team that I support, which is Hull City. So sometimes you have good years and sometimes you have horrendous years. But if you, But I am a Pep supporter though, in terms of just success and his uniform. So my next slide was going to be all of Pep's achievements. So basically what that is the last Thank you. Over the last 7 years, he's obviously won 6 of the last Premier Leagues with the team that he's got. He obviously, as well, the season before last, completed the triple. So that was, what he was aiming for in terms of like his level of success. In terms of patterns, he has with Bayern Munich and with Spain, when he was managing Real Madrid, when he was managing those teams, both of those countries went on to actually win the World Cup respectively at the time that he was managing those teams, because he changed the system of football that much. The pattern didn't continue with England the other year, but 2 out of 3 is not bad in terms of his success rate. So we need to be more Pep. And what I mean by this is how we use data within marketing. In terms of the system that he uses within football, is a lot of the foundation of what he has built is he's taking data from all of the different players, player stats, match analysis, real-time data in terms of the people who are feeding him that information in the 90 minutes of a match. He has a data analyst team that he's taken to every single football club that he's been in, and he uses data as the foundation of the system that he's using within football. So from a marketing perspective, we need to be able to use some of these frameworks in order to get ultimate success.
If he doesn't do this, I will plug it straight into the projector. That's a good start though, homegrown.
Yeah. So to be more pep, and this isn't just about the black uniform that he wears and the very slick look that he's got and the love of the great game, we need to be more transparent. And the way that we can do this is to share data openly to foster trust within our businesses. We need to be more adaptable. So we need to have access to real-time data so that we can make decisions on the spot that are going to change the output of something. I mean, in the retail space, if we look at weeks like Black Friday and things like this, we're having to make decisions on the spot in order to get the best results, and be more data driven as businesses. So gain access to actionable insights, and actually giving our team access to that data as well is really important, rather than it just sitting at one level within a business. So why transparency and visibility is so important to our industry. So I've totally moved off football now, so everyone can like have a sigh of relief. In terms of our industry, what we did was we actually used OnePoll, who are a third-party servicing company, and we actually interviewed 100 marketing managers and directors of brands and retailers. So this is important for brands and retailers in the room, but then also important from agencies, because we actually interviewed everybody on their relationship with their agency partners, so marketing agencies who were helping them. So some of the questions we asked: so have you ever stopped or considered stop working with an agency due to the lack of transparency in the reporting that you are being provided? 62% of these marketing leaders said yes, that they had done that. Should digital marketing agencies offer more transparency in their reports? We had a big jump up here in terms of 90% of people agreed that yes, they would like to see that. Has your agency selected positive metrics and kind of moved away from some of the challenges that you might be experiencing? Another high result there in terms of 95% of people said that that had happened. And have you spotted inaccuracies in reports provided to you through like human error? And 77% of people said yes. Final question: have you stopped or considered stopping working with your agency due to poor level of analysis and actionable insights? And 73% said yes. We also asked people what were some of the key, most valued reporting features by marketers. So there's a few different ones on here. But the main ones that I wanted to highlight were 46% of people wanted clarity of presentation, so obviously being able to actually understand the data that somebody's presenting to them, and 42% wanted actionable insights, so actually impact on what an agency is showing them. So ultimately, this means we need to be more transparent and have better data insights and try and be a bit more pep. And how are we going to help you do this? So Ask Bosco is a marketing intelligence platform. It's got 3 elements to it. So we have our AI reporting, which I'm going to talk to you about today. We have our competitor benchmarking, and we have our AI forecasting and optimization system. It's a system that uses machine learning algorithms as well as AI to basically automate the life of marketing agencies, marketing managers, brands, retailers, and to get data across loads of different levels within a business, so everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet. So introducing the new AI reporting as a group of people. Yeah, drum roll, please. You are the first people to ever see our AI reporting, which is using natural language generative AI. So this week we recorded a video, so we'll see if this works when I click. And I'm just going to talk you through how it works, basically. Perfect. So this is the Ask Bosco AI search functionality. So we pull everybody's data together all into one place from a marketing point of view anyway within our reports. But now what you're going to be able to do is basically ask a question, as you would in, for example, search results, how we typically use the internet. What were my sales last week? The Ask Bosco AI search will go away and interrogate all of your data to bring you back an answer in terms of what your, for example, total sales were last week. You can also pin this to your own live board, so you can customize reports as well. This was just to get everybody, going to begin with. I thought, well, let's get a graph question up next. So what were the best performing channels last week? It goes away, looks at absolutely everything for you, comes back and lets me know that Performance Max, Shopping and PPC were the best performing channels last week across all of my data. I think, no, I don't want to look at that as a nice graph. I'll put it in a table, or actually I will change it completely and put it in a donut pie chart that I can then save and pin to my dashboard. So you're basically interrogating your data, or your teams are able to interrogate your data just by asking simple questions, and can pin all of these results to a dashboard that they can view over time whenever they want. You also have the ability to drill down. So for example, if that wasn't enough information that I needed at that particular time and I wanted to add on more information to my question, I can search for device to understand which devices drove the most revenue through Performance Max last week. And again, I can pin that to my board. We've had a bit of discussion around hallucinations and things just obviously brought up in the last section. That human intervention within our AI searches, did the AI search, Asposco AI search, get it right? I can let it know that yes, that is the right answer, and that'll go back into the algorithm and actually feed that information back through. And then this is just my pinned report, just to show you that it works. So these are obviously all the bits that I pinned earlier in terms of total revenue, and the bar charts and things as well. I scroll down in a minute to show you the pie chart on there too. You can also favorite these reports as well. So you can create your own library of reports, not just one. You can have multiple different reports within your library. This is our reporting library. So for people who might want a helping hand to begin with, we actually do have our team. Obviously, we work really closely with the Modo 25 team. Connor's going to be speaking shortly, so Visualsoft and other customers as well. We've developed our reporting library. So to give people a helping hand, we have all of the marketing channels reports that you would need to begin with. So we have paid search, SEO, e-commerce reports, so things like Shopify data we can pull into Asposco as well. These are all just dashboards and reports that give you all of your key performance indicators and KPIs that your team would need to work on. This is the site performance report that we've got on here, so you can see key impressions, traffic costs, and all of the different metrics that your team would need to look at in terms of channels. You're also able to, we take feedback from all of our clients all of the time. So if there's a particular graph you want, anything like that, we can build it in, or with our new AI search, you could just build it yourself and pin it. You're able to drill down into all of the specific information to really understand your channel data. I just put this one in because this is probably going to be our favorite report when we do launch the AI reporting. We live in a world now where there is too much data, so we just thought we'd do a report to point out that all of the numbers that we look at are totally different. So it's really hard to run a business. So we have our platform variation report, so you'll be able to see the difference between, for example, your GA4 data versus Google Ads versus Meta. And I think this is going to be really important for businesses when you're trying to get to the single source of truth, kind of bringing some of that attribution into Asposco as well, and really being able to review that. So these are all of the reporting dashboards that we have. Finally, with all of this information, we do have AI highlights as well. So you can click on the button at the top, and what it will do is our AI capability will go away, summarize the report for you, and come back with some actionable insights that your team would be able to use. So again, just a summarization tool. So just trying to help speed up the process for marketing going forwards. Again, you can let the AI know if it got it right or not. So that's it. That's our demo for the new AI reporting. So I hope you can see how that would maybe be helpful within your business.
Sorry, did you say when that's going to be launched?
Yeah, the next 8 weeks. So mid-August is the first. Well, yeah, mid-August. But that's six. That is kind of 6 weeks. So mid-August is going to be the launch to our existing clients. So you'll get the AI reporting library and all of the reports within there. And then anybody kind of from September onwards will be able to use the AI search functionality within there as well. So yeah, it's exciting.
A lot of our clients getting feedback saying we need this thing. So they're investing, since the changes between Google Analytics and GA4, they're investing in other things like Tableau and all these other different reporting platforms to get dashboards and information, whereas they're really expensive and they don't necessarily have a huge amount of value, whereas we already had all this data because we're doing forecasting and optimization. So we thought, well, we might be able to help our clients answer those questions quicker and help.
Great. So just to summarize the benefits of AI reporting and the functionality that we're obviously trying to add into businesses through Ask Bosco. So no more Monday morning dread. So in terms of your marketing managers having to log on to multiple different platforms, you know, especially in an agency, and we're probably talking about this later, Connor, but Mondays are, you know, you've got 10 different reports that you need to do for clients. You've got to get that out of the door. This obviously using Ask Bosco, everything all in one place with the AI functionality, hopefully speeds up that workflow for people and people get the information that they need quicker. Querying data using natural language, again, summarization and the speed of being able to do that using AI. For now, the bits that obviously we have access to, its main things that are good in terms of speeding up operational efficiencies. And then enhanced collaboration as well. So everybody's singing off the same hymn sheet. So from an Ask Bosco point of view, you know, we've got multiple different clients, but some of our clients use Ask Bosco in the most transparent way possible. So their agency has access to it, them as a, you know, you as a retailer or a brand have access to it as well. So everybody can see all of the same data. And then finally, if it's gonna...
Kicking us out of the project again.
Okay. Finally is a QR code to come and learn more about Ask Bosco, but that I can't really show you. And Pep. So come and if you want to scan the QR code, feel free. Obviously, it's on the leaflet as well, but or speak to one of the people in a Ask Bosco t-shirt. We stand out quite a lot in the room today to ask any questions about our platform.
Early release, so between our existing clients and us selling it, if you want to get access early to have a play with it,
different multiple QR codes, but yeah, so if you want early access to the AI reporting, you can scan this here. So thanks guys. Getting the camera back.